So, here we are, back for the finale. How will it end? What will happen to our dear protagonist? Will there be anything after? Well, there's one thing I've learned in life. Just because one thing ends doesn't mean something else can't begin. Do enjoy Part 15 of the Federal Bureau of Paranormal Investigation. Hey there, Lynch here. So, just a few updates this time. The library. I can't even begin to describe what I've read. No, seriously, I literally can't. I don't know what kind of shit they put in here, but I can't remember anything that I've read. Like, I remember reading, and then I leave, and then I can't remember what I just read. I've tried writing down what I've read, just to watch the ink disappear off the page. I typed it on my phone. Gone. Hell, I even tried a voice recording. No data at all. I can't take any of the books out of the library. The force field won't let me. In fact, I think that's what's causing all of this. I can't remember anything other than the library. I do have to hand it to them, though. The Forgotten Library is a fitting name. I can recall the titles, though, well, most of them. Lost Secrets of Ancient Greek Technology, Shattered Paradise, History of Atlantis, Impossible Feats and Who Built Them, Aliens. No, seriously. Black Holes and Where Not to Find Them, The Lost Kingdom of Katarindu, The Legend of the Not Very Heroic Prince, Memory and the Madness Without, How to Summon Something You Probably Shouldn't, and my personal favorite, Time to Waste. The majority of the other books are in several different languages. Half of them look to be centuries old at least. I don't want to touch them. I mean, I did touch one of them, and it fell apart in my fingers. Oops. So the structure itself is pretty damn strange. I've been trying to find my way out of this place. I mean, there's a lot of hallways here, so it was already a maze. But I had to begin somewhere. I started by leaving my room and picked a random hallway, just to turn a corner to find the library across from my room. Turned around to find the same damn thing. I've walked for literal miles. One time I walked for a mile straight forward just to be forced back to those two rooms. It's been adding to a growing panic that I might not get out of this place. Sean has been making sure I'm fed and keeping out of trouble. He seems irritable at being my babysitter. Honestly, I don't blame him. Hell, even I get sick of having to take care of my dumbass. Every now and then he tells me about Charles obtaining another artifact and sending it to a vault. From what I could gather, I think there are 3 categories of the vaults. First, people or living organisms varying in consciousness or thought. Second, weapons or items with power or just mysterious itself. Third, books or any collection of knowledge with or without a hidden secret. As for why they collect them, I personally don't buy the whole "people aren't prepared for these things" approach. No one even knows they exist. Unless I post this. I really suck at keeping secrets. So today was a different day compared to the routine I began growing accustomed to. Instead of Sean's annoying face staring at me, it was Charles. He sounded a tad energetic.
Arise and follow me. It's time I acquire this intel from you, personally. Consider it an interrogation.
How ironic. Oh well, I'm sure this was bound to happen sooner or later. Karma catches up to us now and then. Lead on, Cloak and Dagger. He wasn't amused at my joke. I followed him through the maze-like hallways, feeling a sense of relief of finally passing by different sets of doors. Before I could get my hopes up too high, he stopped in front of an open doorway. He gestured for me to walk inside. Peeking my head in, I saw it was a white hexagonal table with 2 chairs at the ends. With a bit of impatience, he said,
"Let us begin."
I took my seat closest to the wall, so I could see the doorway behind him. He took his seat and began.
Now, Lynch, I don't often take prisoners of your caliber, If I'm being honest, I killed him on the spot to reduce loose threads. However, your selfless sacrifice to spare your friends is, well, a bit pathetic. For their survival, I hope you have something of value to offer.
I took a deep breath, trying to find the right words. There was far more than my life in my hands at that moment. So, you're already aware of those files in my possession. I can promise you that the only living eyes that have seen those pages are you and I. As for the posts themselves, yeah, I did bring this upon myself. I was an idiot for thinking this wouldn't come back to bite me in the ass. But I didn't care, and now, here we are. I didn't really know what else to say or offer. Charles seemed bored at my words.
That's the best you have to offer? Really, I'm disheartened, Lynch. I truly am. I mean, you've seen countless beings with many abilities in your last job alone, and you don't consider offering that knowledge as well?
He had a point. I really should have thought of that. Confidentiality? If it's too secret, I can't talk about it, you know?
That obviously didn't stop you from talking about this in the first place, now did it?
I really wasn't helping my case. Look, I honestly have no clue what I could say, give, or offer that you wouldn't look past. All I want is for my friends to be safe and alive, so if that means doing what's necessary, then damn it, I'll do it. Charles stared at me. He looked taken aback.
Look, I believe that you truly want to save your comrades. If you had something, any amount of crucial info I would want, I would spare you. But it looks as if your time has come.
I began to lose care of what I said at that moment. Jeez. I'm not sure how Lady Luck's gonna get my corpse from this place. The eyes of my interrogator grew wide after I said that.
What did you say? Where did you hear that name?
I grew a bit confused. She told me? He grew more furious with his questions.
How? You met her? No one meet her. Where did you find her? Show me. Tell me now.
He stood up from his chair quickly, grabbing and tossing the table to the side. He ran over to me, pinning me against the wall. Okay, I'll take you to her, he yelled right in my face.
Now!
I followed Charles out of the facility, up the ruined stairs, and out of the old castle. We were outside when he was ordering me to take him to her.
Show me where she is!
Look, her husband gave me his Lamborghini. Well, borrowed it to me. I'm pretty sure I can just drive it back. He mockingly laughed at me.
Drive it back. If that isn't a joke, I don't know what is.
Look, just take me back to the PFBI. The Lambo is there, we can go return it, and you can say hi to Lady Luck yourself, okay? He stared at me, contemplating my offer.
It matters not if you tell the truth. Should I find you to be lying, I'll return there anyway and kill every one of your allies. That is my promise to you.
Great, now can you go please open the portal and let's go? He shook his head and raised his hand to wave it.
It is called a corridor.
Instead of the giant corridor that opened like last time, a smaller one emerged right in front of me. So, just walk through. No big deal. Just like a roller coaster. I heard him chuckling behind me.
Let's be off, Lynch. While you still draw breath, that is.
So, I stepped through the portal. The weightless feeling came back, but my feet felt magnetized to the floor. Like before, I was only in there for moments, just to walk out as suddenly as I entered. The front of the PFBI building looked unchanged, from what I could tell at least. Before I could move any closer to the front door, I felt Charles's hand on my shoulder.
Lady Luck, show me.
My shoulders dropped. I felt some hope fade. My hand reached into my pants pocket, pulling out the car keys. Clicking it, the Lambo rolled to life. Well, as much life a wrecked race car could offer. Climb in and hang on to the oh shit handle. The return drive felt longer than the first time I had driven the car. Charles was barely able to fit inside. He looked like he was about to pop like a zit. He gave me a look every time I made a sharp turn. I finally stopped the car, but before I could put it in park, he slammed open the passenger door. Getting out, I just threw the keys into the driver's seat. Looking over to Charles, he was glaring at the well-kept mansion in front of us. Wordlessly, we walked inside. Curiosity overcame me, and I followed him. Soon I came face to face with Lady Luck once more. Again, her appearance had changed. The only thing that stayed the same was her hair. She seemed unsurprised at seeing him.
Ah, Charles, so we meet again.
Charles reached over his shoulder, readying his sword.
Greetings, sorceress. How I've long awaited this meeting.
Really? Really? You threaten me? After all that I've done to help you in your desperate time of need.
His grip tightened on the sword, not yet drawing it.
You've tricked me countless times, you vile snake.
The house began to shake.
And you? I trusted you with her. What did you do? Use her as a weapon for your futile war. And I'm the one to blame.
He drew his sword, pointing it at her. Wind began to pick up, emanating from the two of them.
Don't you dare speak about her!
They stood there, staring each other down. Lady Luck changed her tone to try to calm things down.
You know, there is a way to bring her back.
Lies!
She stared at Charles, unfazed by the blade pointed at her.
You and I both know I have nothing to gain from lying about this.
Charles began to lower his sword.
What are you trying to achieve then, temptress?
She spoke to him as if he were a child.
Oh, you poor child. All these centuries long past and you still think you're trying to control the fate of this world would save it? Such a fool.
Coldly he replied,
We are both hypocrites. Which? Now answer me.
Her gaze shifted to me.
Well, that information will cost you. I want his corpse.
Charles glanced at me, then back toward Lady Luck.
Why wouldn't such a simple task be so easy for yourself?
No. His gift far exceeds my ability. I feel one of a higher caliber would be able to shatter whatever deity blessed him with this protection. Do this, and I'll tell you exactly where to go to bring her back to you.
Charles turned to stare at me. The weight of his decision reflected in his eyes. There was also resolve in his sight. It was at that moment I felt all of my hope fade.
I am truly sorry, Lynch. It seems your fate has been sealed.
So, here I am now, in my room. I've been given one last meal, so I decided to spend that time writing this out instead. I feel you all deserve to know what happened to me. What happened to the PFBI. I mean, I'm not the only one who works there, but I've been the only one who told of any of this. So yeah, I feel I've lived a good life, one that I can be proud of. Also, on the very slight chance my son is reading this, Hick, no matter what happens, no matter what or who you might lose, don't give up hope. It hurts like hell, but that light does exist at the end. Keep fighting for it. This is Lynch, your friendly PFBI guy, signing off indefinitely.
So, here we are, at the end. And honestly, I don't know what to say. There's a huge amount of relief, of thankfulness, of joy, of happiness that we're at the end. It's over, but at the same time, there's that sense of emptiness, of still wanting. Of course, you can always go back to the beginning and listen to everything over again, but it never has the same feeling as that first time you heard it. Even at the very end, after everything. I personally would like to thank Azurine Fox once more for voicing Lady Luck, and for everyone who has played a part in this. Madame Frightmare and Baron von Pasta, Vexorus, Lycantrucker, or Breaker 19, Creepy Clown Girl, 4shot Bot, Dodge This 82, Fresman, Moonlight Falls, Night Shift Ruminations, Fearsome Hero, Hair-Raising Narratives, Somber Puppets, PA Nightmares, Possessed Radio, AK Phoenix, Grisly Grim Horror, Furberries, and to all of you anonymous voices who's helped me in this project, I grant you all a humongous thank you, a deep appreciation over the last few years from the beginning of Part 1 to Part 15. And thank you to you, 4shot Bot, to helping me write this series, of creating this universe, of always giving me creative skills, insights on how to improve my writing. And I genuinely love all of your amazing stories, my guy. Truly, you have more talent than you give yourself credit for. And to all of you who have been here through everything, thank you for listening. And I wish you all a fantastic rest of your day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever day or time of day it may be for you. And do remember, there's so much for us to understand in this world. Also, there is another series coming after this, so don't fret.